What if everything you've been told about staying young has been incomplete? You've heard it 1,000 times. Drink water, get glowing skin. It sounds simple, almost too simple. But what if the truth is far more elegant and simultaneously far more overlooked? What if the real revolution in skin aging has nothing to do with expensive creams or trendy procedures, but instead happens in the most overlooked moments of your day, with something you already consume multiple times without thinking about it? I'm Dr. William, and today we're going to shatter the surface-level understanding of what truly keeps skin young, and more importantly, we're going to reveal the hidden biology that the beauty industry hopes you never fully understand. You see, when people talk about skin aging, they paint it as a linear descent. Time moves forward, skin deteriorates. It's almost fatalistic. But that perspective misses something profound. Aging is not just the passage of time. Aging is the accumulation of molecular damage paired with the progressive slowing of repair mechanisms. And here's the revolutionary part. Those repair mechanisms don't simply shut down at a certain age. They respond to signals. They listen to what you send them. And when you understand those signals, when you learn the biological language your cells speak, something remarkable happens. You realize you have far more control than you ever believed. Let me paint a picture for you. Imagine your skin as a city. Collagen is the infrastructure, the buildings, the bridges, the roads that give structure and strength. Now, this city is constantly under siege. Every single day, invisible forces attack. Ultraviolet radiation, pollution particles, metabolic byproducts, psychological stress. These are your enemies. But here's what most people don't realize. Your city also has an internal government. Fibroblasts are the city planners and builders. They have the blueprints. They have the workforce. They know exactly what needs to be repaired and reinforced. But they need clear instructions. They need resources. They need support. And most critically, they need communication. For decades, the health industry has focused on a single variable, water intake. Drink more water, they say. 8 glasses a day. Get hydrated. This is not wrong, but it's woefully incomplete. It's like telling a city that it needs construction materials, but providing no architects, no engineers, no coordinated plan. Yes, you need the materials, but materials without instruction are worthless. They pile up unused while the infrastructure crumbles. Now here's where biology reveals something beautiful. Your cells are not passive receivers of hydration. They are sophisticated sensors and responders. They read biochemical signals. They adjust their behavior based on what arrives through your bloodstream. When you drink plain water, your cells receive a signal that says, maintain current operations. But when you drink water enriched with specific micronutrients, particularly vitamin C, your cells receive a fundamentally different signal. A signal that says, activate repair protocols, increase collagen synthesis, strengthen the infrastructure, defend against damage, accelerate renewal. Think about what vitamin C actually does at the molecular level. It functions as a cofactor for enzymes called prolyl and lysyl hydroxylases. These enzymes are responsible for a process called hydroxylation. Without this process, collagen cannot achieve its structural integrity. The triple helix that gives collagen its legendary strength cannot form properly. The amino acids proline and lysine, which make up a large portion of collagen, must be chemically modified. This modification requires vitamin C as an essential partner. Without it, the collagen your fibroblasts produce is fundamentally weaker, more prone to unraveling, less capable of maintaining skin elasticity. But here's where it gets even more interesting. This process is not a one-time event. It's not something that happened when you were 20 and then stopped. Your fibroblasts are continuously producing collagen. Right now, as you read or watch this, new collagen molecules are being synthesized in your skin. The question is not whether this process occurs. The question is whether it occurs efficiently. And efficiency depends entirely on whether the necessary cofactors are present. Now, when you were younger, your body was more efficient at extracting and utilizing vitamin C from food sources. Your digestive system was more robust. Your cellular uptake mechanisms were more responsive. But as years pass, these efficiencies naturally decline. This is not inevitable decline due to age alone. This is a cascade of declining signaling efficiency. Your cells become less responsive to the same stimuli. Your micronutrient absorption becomes less efficient. Your repair processes become less coordinated. But here's the empowering truth. You can counteract this decline by increasing the signal strength, by providing more consistent, more concentrated delivery of the signals that activate these processes. This is where the morning ritual becomes profound. When you wake up, your cortisol naturally rises. Your metabolism begins to activate. Your body is primed for metabolic work and cellular repair. This is not random, this is circadian biology. Your body has an internal clock that coordinates when various biological processes occur most efficiently. Collagen synthesis naturally peaks in the early part of the day when your anabolic hormones are rising. This is the optimal window for signaling your cells to build. When you consume vitamin C during this window, you are not just providing a nutrient, you are synchronizing your behavioral input with your body's natural biological rhythms. You are amplifying the signal at the moment your cells are most primed to listen. But vitamin C's role extends far beyond being a simple cofactor for collagen synthesis. It has another profound function: antioxidant protection. Now, antioxidants are one of the most misunderstood concepts in health science. People think of them as something external, something that needs to be added to fight disease. But antioxidants are actually part of your internal defense system. Your body produces its own antioxidant enzymes: superoxide dismutase, catalase, glutathione peroxidase. These are your cell's internal fire extinguishers. They neutralize free radicals produced during normal metabolism. But here's the problem. As we age, the efficiency of these internal systems declines. The production of free radicals remains relatively constant, but the capacity to neutralize them decreases. This creates an imbalance. This is oxidative stress. And oxidative stress is one of the primary accelerators of skin aging. When free radicals accumulate, they activate enzymes called matrix metalloproteinases, or MMPs. These are essentially cellular demolition crews. Their job in small amounts is to remodel tissue, to break down old collagen so that new collagen can be laid down. It's a necessary part of the renewal process. But under conditions of oxidative stress, these enzymes become overactive. They begin breaking down collagen faster than your fibroblasts can build it. It's like having demolition crews working overtime while construction slows down. The net result is collagen loss. And collagen loss is what you see as sagging skin, loss of firmness, increased wrinkling, and that general deterioration of skin quality. Here's where vitamin C becomes your defense strategy. As a water-soluble antioxidant, vitamin C can neutralize free radicals before they activate these destructive enzymes. It donates electrons to stabilize unstable free radical molecules. But it does this within the aqueous environment of your cells and tissues, which is where most metabolic activity occurs. Unlike fat-soluble antioxidants like vitamin E, which protect the lipid portions of cell membranes, vitamin C works in the aqueous compartments where most of collagen and the extracellular matrix reside. This is why vitamin C is so specifically important for skin health. It's working precisely where collagen damage occurs. Now let's talk about something that almost nobody discusses in relation to skin aging: blood flow. Because here's the truth that the skincare industry doesn't advertise. No matter how perfect the signal your fibroblasts receive, no matter how much vitamin C you provide, no matter how well you neutralize free radicals, if your blood vessels cannot deliver oxygen and nutrients to these cells efficiently, none of it matters. Fibroblasts require oxygen to function. They require amino acids to build collagen. They require micronutrients to facilitate the countless enzymatic reactions involved in collagen synthesis and tissue repair. And all of these resources must arrive through the bloodstream. Inside your skin, there is an intricate network of capillaries, blood vessels so tiny that red blood cells must travel through them in single file. These capillaries are not static tubes. They are living tissue lined with endothelial cells that actively regulate blood flow, nutrient exchange, and inflammatory responses. As you age, endothelial function naturally declines. The cells become less responsive. Nitric oxide production, a crucial molecule that signals blood vessels to relax and allow increased blood flow, decreases. The vessels become stiffer, less flexible. Nutrient delivery becomes slower and less efficient. This is where vitamin C reveals yet another remarkable role. Vitamin C enhances the bioavailability of nitric oxide. It reduces oxidative stress within the endothelium itself, which means the endothelial cells can produce and maintain more functional nitric oxide. Studies have consistently shown that vitamin C supplementation improves endothelial-dependent vasodilation, particularly in individuals under oxidative stress. What this means practically is that when you consume vitamin C, you're not just supporting collagen synthesis and providing antioxidant protection. You're also improving the circulatory delivery system that brings oxygen and nutrients to every fibroblast in your skin. Have you ever noticed that after exercise, your skin has a subtle glow? That's not just temporary flushing. That's improved blood flow. That's more oxygen delivery. That's enhanced nutrient exchange. Your skin literally becomes healthier in real time as circulation improves. The same principle applies to consistent vitamin C consumption. You are essentially training your endothelium to maintain better tone, better flexibility, better responsiveness. Over time, this translates into sustained improvement in microcirculation to your skin. Now, let's talk about something that the sugar industry really doesn't want you to understand: glycation. This is perhaps the most underappreciated mechanism of skin aging. Glycation is the non-enzymatic reaction between glucose and proteins, particularly collagen. When blood sugar levels are chronically elevated, glucose molecules stick to collagen fibers. Over time, these glucose-protein complexes undergo chemical rearrangement, forming structures called advanced glycation end products, or AGEs. These AGEs have several devastating effects on collagen structure. First, they create crosslinks within the collagen matrix, making it rigid and less flexible. Imagine a trellis covered in sugar syrup that's dried and hardened. That's what happens to collagen when glycation occurs. The once supple, flexible triple helix becomes stiff and brittle. Second, AGEs trigger inflammatory signaling pathways. They activate receptors called rage receptors, which signal your immune system to mount an inflammatory response against your own tissues. This is particularly insidious because you're essentially creating a low-grade chronic inflammation directed at your own collagen. And third, glycation produces reactive oxygen species as a byproduct, so it creates oxidative stress on top of structural damage. In people with poorly controlled diabetes, you can actually see this happening in real time. Their skin ages visibly faster. They develop more wrinkles, more sagging, more loss of elasticity. The aging clock is literally running faster at the cellular level because glycation is accelerating collagen breakdown and preventing new collagen from functioning properly. But here's the key insight. This is not unique to diabetes. Chronically elevated blood sugar occurs to some degree in almost everyone who consumes refined carbohydrates regularly. It's just more subtle. The damage is accumulating more slowly, but it's accumulating nonetheless. This is where vitamin C plays another interesting role. While it's not a magic eraser for glycation damage, vitamin C does several things that reduce glycation risk. First, it competes with glucose for entry into certain cellular transport pathways. Some research suggests that adequate vitamin C levels may reduce intracellular glucose accumulation. Second, because vitamin C is structurally similar to glucose, it can inhibit certain aspects of the glycation process. Third, and perhaps most importantly, by reducing oxidative stress, vitamin C reduces the production of reactive intermediates that accelerate AGE formation. It's not a direct block, but it's a significant reduction in the driving forces behind glycation. This is why the practical protocol becomes so important. When you consistently consume vitamin C-enriched water, you're not just addressing one aging mechanism, you're addressing multiple pathways simultaneously. You're supporting collagen synthesis through enzymatic cofactor support. You're neutralizing oxidative stress. You're improving endothelial function and blood flow. You're reducing glycation risk. You're modulating inflammatory signaling. It's a coordinated intervention across multiple aging mechanisms. But here's where we need to discuss something that most people completely overlook: chronic low-grade inflammation, also called inflammaging. This is distinct from acute inflammation. Acute inflammation is a visible response to injury or infection. It's redness, swelling, warmth, pain. Your immune system mobilizes to clear the threat. But chronic low-grade inflammation is different. It's subtle. It doesn't announce itself. It's just a persistent hum of immune activation that accumulates over years. And it's one of the primary drivers of accelerated aging. With age, circulating levels of inflammatory cytokines like interleukin-6 and tumor necrosis factor alpha gradually increase. The transcription factor NF-kappa B, which is essentially a master switch for inflammatory gene expression, becomes progressively more easily activated. This means your cells are increasingly biased toward inflammatory responses, and when this inflammatory bias persists, it shifts the balance away from repair and toward degradation. Collagen breakdown accelerates. Elastin loses its resilience. The extracellular matrix stiffens and becomes less responsive to repair signals. What's particularly interesting is that oxidative stress and inflammation reinforce each other. Free radicals activate inflammatory pathways. Inflammatory cytokines increase oxidative stress. It's a vicious cycle. But here's the opportunity. If you intervene in this cycle with antioxidants like vitamin C, you break the amplification loop. You reduce free radicals, which reduces inflammatory signaling. You reduce inflammatory signaling, which reduces further oxidative stress. It's a positive feedback loop in the other direction. Additionally, vitamin C has been shown in multiple studies to directly modulate inflammatory signaling. It can reduce NF-κB activation under oxidative stress conditions. It can lower circulating markers of inflammation. It's not that vitamin C shuts off inflammation entirely, which would be bad because inflammation is necessary for healing and defense. Rather, it helps recalibrate the set point. It's like adjusting a thermostat that's been set too high. It brings things back into balance. Now here's where we need to address the elephant in the room that nobody talks about. The beauty and skincare industry has a vested interest in keeping you confused about this. They want you to believe that aging is inevitable, that you need expensive treatments and procedures, that the solution comes from topical applications. But the truth is far more empowering and far simpler. Most of your skin quality is determined by what happens inside, by the signals you send to your cells, by the micronutrients you provide, by the circadian rhythms you maintain, by the consistency of your daily practices. The skincare industry doesn't profit from you understanding this. They profit from you believing that aging is unstoppable and that you need their products to slow it down. But the biology is clear. When you provide consistent vitamin C, antioxidant protection, improved blood flow, reduced glycation risk, and modulated inflammatory signaling, your fibroblasts have everything they need to maintain collagen synthesis. Your skin's repair mechanisms activate. Collagen degradation slows. Collagen quality improves. The visible signs of aging slow down or even reverse. Let me share with you the practical framework that integrates all of this. Start your morning with a glass of filtered water and the juice of half a fresh lemon, or approximately 250 to 500 milligrams of vitamin C from a clean source. This initiates the signal during the optimal circadian window when your body is primed for repair. Throughout the day, incorporate other vitamin C-rich foods and consider a second serving of vitamin C in the afternoon, particularly if you're under stress or exposed to environmental pollution. Pair your vitamin C intake with movement. Even 20 to 30 minutes of brisk walking or resistance training significantly improves blood flow and nitric oxide production. Prioritize sleep. This is when your body shifts into parasympathetic mode and collagen synthesis accelerates. 7 to 8 hours of quality sleep is not a luxury. It's a fundamental input to your repair systems. Stabilize your blood sugar by pairing meals with fiber, healthy fats, and protein rather than consuming refined carbohydrates in isolation. Every meal is an opportunity to either accelerate or slow glycation. Incorporate colorful polyphenol-rich foods like berries, green tea, dark leafy greens, and other antioxidant sources. Vitamin C regenerates oxidized vitamin E, extending your protective network. Biology is rarely about single molecules working alone. It's about coordinated systems, like orchestras, not soloists. And when you coordinate these inputs, something remarkable happens. Your skin becomes visibly firmer. Your complexion becomes brighter and more even-toned. Fine lines diminish. The overall quality and texture improve. But here's what's even more important than the cosmetic changes. You've activated your body's own repair systems. You've provided clear instructions to your cells. You've created an internal environment where aging slows and renewal accelerates. You've essentially hacked your own biology in the most elegant way possible by understanding the signals your cells respond to and consistently providing them. This is not theory. This is biology. This is reproducible. This is available to everyone, regardless of age or current skin condition. Your cells are waiting for better instructions. They're ready to rebuild. They're ready to repair. They're ready to renew. The question is, will you provide them with the signals they need? I'm Dr. William, and I want to hear from you. In the comment section, tell me what resonates most. Is it the collagen synthesis piece, the oxidative stress protection, the blood flow improvement, the glycation piece? Your feedback helps me understand what aspects of biology you're most hungry to understand. If this perspective has shifted how you think about skin aging from cosmetic to cellular, from passive to empowered, then please consider subscribing. We're building a community here that sees health not as cosmetic enhancement, but as express cellular intelligence from within. Turn on notifications so you don't miss our next deep dive into the science of longevity and natural health. Thank you for being here. I'll see you in the next one.